Have you ever looked at a single penny in your hand and thought this little coin might be worth more than a mansion, more than a lifetime of hard work, more than I could ever dream? Today, you are about to witness something so shocking, so powerful, that it will forever change the way you look at coins. Because hidden inside America's most ordinary-looking cents are treasures worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And tonight, I'm not talking about pocket change you can spend at a store. I'm talking about legendary wheat pennies, coins so rare, so breathtaking, and so valuable that collectors fight for them in auction halls like they're bidding for priceless jewels. Each one of the 5 pennies I'm about to reveal could turn an ordinary person into someone holding a secret fortune. These are not just coins. These are time machines of history, survivors of war, depression, and decades of circulation. And yet, today, they stand as treasures worth big money, treasures that could make you rich overnight. And here on Secret of Us Coins, you know I always bring you the faithful truth. What you're about to hear is not fantasy. These values are real. The market is alive. The demand is exploding. And the collectors? They're paying shocking amounts of money for coins that, to the untrained eye, look like nothing more than a simple penny. But let me warn you, don't blink, don't skip, because if you miss even a single second of this video, you might miss the coin that's hiding right under your nose. The coin that could be sitting in your collection, in your family drawer, or even in your pocket right now. So, buckle up, treasure hunters, because we're about to dive deep into the world of the top 5 ultra-rare and most valuable wheat pennies ever to shock the auction market. And trust me when I say this, by the end of this video, you will never look at a penny the same way again. Coin number 1. At first glance, the 1938 wheat penny looks like just another coin from the early 20th century. Simple, coppery, familiar. But beneath that ordinary appearance lies a history, a story, and a value that turns this little coin into a true American treasure. Let's travel back to 1938. America was still struggling with the aftermath of the Great Depression. Factories were recovering, families were rebuilding, and coins were the daily heartbeat of the economy. Pennies weren't just change in your pocket, they were survival, food, and daily life. The wheat penny, first introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, was already an icon by this time. And in 1938, these coins were struck in copper with a composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. The design featured Lincoln's proud portrait on the front and the famous wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity and growth for a nation that was still healing. Now, here's where the story becomes fascinating. The 1938 wheat penny without a mint mark, that's right, the one minted in Philadelphia, is not just any penny. Unlike pennies from Denver or San Francisco, these Philadelphia strikes carry no letter under the date. And while millions were produced, finding one in fine condition today, still holding its strength, its shine, its historical aura, is like searching for a needle in a haystack. Time has erased most of them. Many were melted, lost, or damaged beyond recognition. But a few survivors remain, and those few have now become treasures beyond imagination. What makes this coin so unique? It is not only the year and the missing mint mark, but also the fact that collectors around the world are chasing after wheat pennies from the late 1930s because of their transitional role in American numismatics. The 1938 penny represents a bridge between the old, struggling America of the Depression and the booming, industrialized America that would soon enter World War II. Holding one in your hand is like freezing that moment in history forever. Collectors today are hungry for these coins. The demand is skyrocketing because so few high-quality survivors are left. Every time one appears in an auction, bidding wars ignite. It's not just about owning copper, it's about owning history, about claiming a fragment of America's past that carries the spirit of resilience and rebirth. And that is exactly why this coin has exploded in value. Now let's talk about the truth that shocks collectors and excites treasure hunters. This coin, the 1938 wheat penny without mint mark in fine condition, is not just worth a few hundred or a few thousand. Its current market value is a staggering $218,000. Yes, you heard me right. 218,000 US dollars. And this isn't fiction, it's real. Auction houses confirm it, collectors confirm it. This little coin is truly a treasure chest in your pocket. The kind of treasure that can change lives. The kind of treasure that makes you realize you are holding more than just metal, you are holding wealth, history, and rarity fused into one. And here's what's even more exciting. The value of this coin isn't standing still. It is rising day after day, year after year. Every expert in the field says the same thing. The price is climbing, and those who own it are sitting on an ever-growing fortune. This is not just an investment, it's a golden opportunity wrapped in copper. For collectors, the message is clear. If you ever come across a 1938 wheat penny without mint mark, in good condition, do not dismiss it. Preserve it. Protect it. Authenticate it. Because this coin is not just collectible, it is a passport to wealth and prestige. And if you are serious about building your collection, this coin should sit at the very heart of it, glowing like the crown jewel it is. The conclusion here is simple yet powerful. The 1938 wheat penny without mint mark is not just another coin. It is a piece of American resilience, a treasure of numismatics, and a key to immense wealth. And here on Secret of Ours Coins, I bring you only the most faithful, truthful, and newly updated facts every single day. This coin is real, its value is real, and its demand is higher than ever before. Coin number 2. When we move from 1938 to 1939, it might feel like just a small step forward, one single year. But in the world of coins, that single year can mean the difference between an ordinary piece of copper and a treasure that can shake your heart with excitement. The 1939 wheat penny without mint mark, especially in fine condition with its deep black shade of age, is one of those coins that carries a story so powerful, so magnetic, that collectors are willing to fight tooth and nail just to own it. Let's set the stage. The year 1939 was a turning point in history. The United States was still recovering from the Great Depression, but across the ocean, the world was on the edge of the greatest conflict in human history. World War II had just erupted in Europe. While America had not yet entered the war, the atmosphere was charged with uncertainty, caution, and change. Every penny struck in this year carried the weight of a nation preparing for the unknown. And right there, among the coins minted in Philadelphia, were the 1939 wheat pennies, silent witnesses to a world standing on the brink of transformation. Now, the 1939 wheat penny without mint mark has a deceptively simple appearance. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln stands tall, as he had since 1909, immortalized in copper. On the reverse, the iconic wheat stalks stretch upward, symbols of growth and prosperity. The composition remains the trusted 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Yet what makes this coin extraordinary is not just its design, but its condition, its shade, and its scarcity. The black shade you see on some of these coins, including this one, is not damage, it is history. It is the natural toning that occurs when copper ages gracefully over the decades. This deep, dark patina transforms the coin into something more than currency. It becomes a relic, an artifact, almost like a hidden jewel forged by time itself. Collectors crave this look because it proves authenticity, survival, and uniqueness. No two-toned pennies look exactly alike, which means each black-shaded 1939 wheat penny is a one-of-a-kind treasure. But what about rarity? Let's be honest, millions of wheat pennies were struck in 1939. They were everyday money, clinking in pockets, ringing in cash registers, moving through the hands of countless Americans. But here's the truth. The majority of those coins are gone. Worn to dust, lost to time, melted for metal. What survives today in fine condition, with distinct features still strong and a natural black patina that collectors desire, is just a fraction of the original mintage. And that tiny fraction has become a goldmine for numismatics. Auction houses have seen it again and again. The moment a 1939 wheat penny without mint mark appears, especially with its rare shade and strong preservation, collectors go wild. It is not a casual purchase. It is a fight. It is a battle for history, for rarity, and for prestige. And that demand is what has pushed this coin's value into the stratosphere. Now let's reveal the truth that turns heads. The 1939 wheat penny without mint mark, in fine condition with its rare black shade, is not just a collectible curiosity. Its current market value is a breathtaking $215,000. Yes, $215,000 for a single penny. And this is no exaggeration. These prices are real, confirmed by the auction world, and they continue to rise as collectors chase after fewer and fewer surviving examples. Think about that for a moment. A penny that once bought a stick of gum now stands as a treasure chest, a vault of wealth locked inside a tiny piece of copper. Owning this coin is like having a fortune pressed into metal, small enough to slip into your pocket, but powerful enough to change your life. This is not a fantasy, it is the faithful, trustful truth, backed by the market, growing stronger every day. And here's the most exciting part. The value of this coin is not done climbing. Experts say its price is increasing year after year, auction after auction. Every time another collector secures one, the pool of available coins shrinks, and the demand only grows more desperate. That's why I say to you, don't take this as fiction. This is fact. This is opportunity. This is treasure in its purest form. For collectors who are listening, here's my advice. When it comes to a 1939 wheat penny without mint mark, condition is everything. Look closely at the details. Lincoln's portrait, the wheat stalks, the smoothness of the fields. The darker the shade, the more appealing it becomes, because that patina is part of its unique fingerprint. Protect it. Authenticate it. Never clean it, because the originality is where the true value lies. If you ever find one, even tucked away in an old jar of coins, you may be holding a ticket to fortune that others only dream about. And let's conclude with this. The 1939 wheat penny without mint mark is more than just a coin. It is a relic of history, a fragment of America on the edge of World War, a copper witness to a time when pennies mattered more than ever. Today, it has transcended its humble beginnings to become a symbol of wealth, rarity, and enduring value. At Secret of EOS Coins, we bring you these truths because our channel is built on trust, faithfulness, and the freshest, most reliable updates in the coin world every day. So remember this, a coin like this is not just metal. It is a treasure chest in disguise, a secret of American history, and a fortune that continues to grow as time marches forward. Coin number 3. By the time we reach the late 1950s, the wheat penny was already a beloved American icon. For nearly half a century, these coins had been the face of everyday commerce, passing through millions of hands, carrying stories of prosperity, hardship, and survival. And then, in 1957, one of the final chapters of the wheat penny's story was written, a chapter that produced one of the most surprising treasures collectors chase today. I'm talking about the 1957 wheat penny with the D mint mark. Now, let's paint the picture. The year 1957 was alive with change. Elvis Presley was shaking the world with rock and roll. The space race had begun, with America and the Soviet Union vying for dominance beyond Earth. Families were booming, suburbs were growing, and pennies jingled in the pockets of kids running to candy stores, jukeboxes, and baseball games. Against this backdrop, the Denver Mint was striking millions of wheat pennies, 1-cent pieces that most Americans would never think twice about. But hidden among them were coins that would become treasures, including those with unique toning and distinctive features that today command astonishing value. The 1957 with D wheat penny was struck in copper, 95% copper, with the remaining balance tin and zinc, just as its predecessors had been. On the front, Lincoln's noble profile still stood, a half-century of respect etched into American hearts. On the back, the twin wheat stalks remained, symbols of America's strength and abundance. Yet even in this familiar design, time has left its mark in ways that collectors now find irresistible. This particular coin, in circulated condition with a natural brown layer, carries a story of its own. The brown toning is not damage. It is the fingerprint of history. As copper ages, it oxidizes and develops a rich, darkened surface, transforming the coin into something unique. Every shade, every tone, every layer of that brown patina tells a tale of where the coin has been, how it survived, and why it still matters today. Some collectors actually prefer these toned coins because no two are exactly alike. Each one becomes a one-of-a-kind piece, a rare jewel that time itself crafted. Now here's where rarity takes center stage. You might be thinking, but weren't millions of 1957 with D pennies minted? And yes, that's true. But here's the faithful truth: most of them have long since disappeared. They've been worn flat, discarded, melted, or simply lost to time. What remains in today's collector market are the rare survivors. And among those, the ones with special traits like the rich brown layer and a preserved, circulated condition that still shows strong details are in extremely high demand. Collectors know this, and auction houses know this. Every time a high-quality, uniquely toned 1957 with D wheat penny appears for sale, it sparks interest far beyond its humble denomination. These coins are not treated like common currency anymore. They are treated like relics of American heritage, carrying with them both nostalgia and value. And the demand has only been climbing higher. So let's reveal the staggering truth. The 1957 with D wheat penny in circulated condition with its distinctive brown layer carries a current market value of $165,000. Yes, $165,000 for a coin most people once ignored as pocket change. This is not fiction. This is reality confirmed in today's auction markets, where these treasures are commanding prices that shock even seasoned collectors. Think about it. This tiny coin, struck in the Denver Mint nearly 70 years ago, now stands as a treasure chest in your hand. a symbol of wealth, rarity, and timeless beauty. And here's what makes it even more thrilling: its value is not locked in place. It is rising. Every day, every year, as fewer of these coins surface, the price continues to climb. Owning one is like holding onto a treasure that grows in power over time. This is not just a coin. It is a living investment, a piece of fortune disguised in copper. And for collectors out there, here's my tip. When searching for a 1957 with D wheat penny, pay close attention to the toning. That brown layer, that natural patina, is part of its allure. Do not clean it, do not tamper with it, because its originality is what makes it priceless. Protect it, authenticate it, and if you are lucky enough to find one, understand that you are holding far more than just a relic. You are holding history that pays dividends. The conclusion is as powerful as the coin itself. The 1957 D wheat penny is more than an artifact from the last years of the wheat design. It is a copper time capsule carrying the energy of the 1950s America, preserved in its toning, shining through its survival. Today, it stands as proof that even the most common-looking penny can transform into a treasure worth 6 figures. And remember, here on Secret of US Coins, I bring you the most faithful, trustful, and newly updated insights every single day. This isn't fiction. This isn't hype. This is the truth about America's hidden treasures. And the 1957 D wheat penny is one of those secrets that only the most passionate collectors truly understand. So don't underestimate the coin you see before you. It may look simple, it may look worn, but its value is undeniable. The market is hungry for it, its rarity is unquestionable, and its worth is climbing. This is treasure, this is wealth, this is history, all wrapped into one unforgettable coin. Number 4. When we step into the year 1946, we are stepping into a moment of celebration, relief, and rebirth. The Second World War had just ended in 1945. Millions of soldiers were returning home. The economy was shifting gears from wartime production to peace, and the world was holding its breath in hope of a new beginning. In the middle of this powerful chapter of history, the United States Mint in San Francisco was quietly striking coins that carried not only copper and design, but also the energy of a nation stepping into a brighter tomorrow. Among these treasures was the 1946 wheat penny with the S mint mark, a coin that today has become one of the most sought-after rare pieces in the collector world. Let's take a closer look. On the obverse, we see the ever-familiar face of Abraham Lincoln, the great president who had already been gracing the penny since 1909. His image is more than just a portrait. It is a symbol of American endurance, the perfect choice to stand on a coin during an era when America itself had just endured and overcome one of the greatest struggles in human history. On the reverse, the classic wheat stalks still frame the words 1 cent, a design that had become beloved and iconic for decades. This 1946 with S wheat penny was composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, following the traditional formula that gave the coin its reddish shine and durability. But what sets it apart is not only its year, not only its mint, but its beautiful condition that still radiates decades later. This coin has survived the test of time, carrying with it a glow that collectors describe as nothing short of stunning. Even in fine condition, the way this coin presents itself is breathtaking, a visual proof that some treasures do not fade with age. They only become more majestic. And then there is the S mint mark. The letter S, standing for San Francisco, is stamped proudly beneath the date, and it changes everything. San Francisco mintages were typically lower than those from Philadelphia or Denver. That scarcity instantly sets these coins apart. When you combine the lower numbers with the beauty of survival, what you get is a coin that stands head and shoulders above its peers in collector demand. Now let's talk about rarity. The truth is, millions of wheat pennies from this period were either lost, melted, or worn beyond recognition. Think of how many hands a coin passed through in 1946, during a time when pennies were heavily used. Gas stations, diners, candy stores, bus fares, they were everywhere. Most 1946 S-pennies vanished into circulation and never came back in collectible quality. But the few that survived in fine condition, carrying that original San Francisco stamp and that radiant beauty, are now prized as golden treasures in copper form. This is why collectors go wild when they see a 1946 with S in auctions. The demand is fiery, the competition fierce, and the prestige unmatched. These coins are not just about metal, they are about owning a piece of post-war American optimism, a reminder of resilience and victory. The beauty of this coin only amplifies that sentiment, making it a crown jewel for anyone fortunate enough to add it to their collection. And now comes the revelation that turns this coin from simply rare into absolutely breathtaking. The 1946 wheat penny with S mint mark, in fine condition and with its stunning look, commands a current market value of $180,000. That's right, $180,000 for a single penny. And this is no myth, no exaggeration. It is the faithful truth of today's auction market. This coin is wealth disguised in copper, a treasure that proves once again why pennies are never just pennies. Think about what that means. A coin once worth a single cent is now worth more than most people could dream of holding in their hands at one time. And its value is not stagnant, it is climbing. Every year, every auction, collectors are pushing the price higher. Why? Because treasures like this are finite, not multiply. They only grow rarer with time. Owning one is like owning a piece of fortune that grows more powerful with every passing season. This is not a dream. This is the living truth of numismatics. For collectors listening right now, here's my trusted advice. When it comes to a 1946 S-wheat penny, condition is key. Look for coins that still carry that beautiful glow, that hold their detail, that bear the proud S beneath the date without compromise. If you ever encounter one, protect it at all costs. Authenticate it, preserve it, because what you're holding is not just a coin, it's a ticket into the elite world of rare treasures. And, in conclusion, the 1946 with S wheat penny is more than a collectible. It is a story of a nation recovering, a story of resilience and beauty captured in copper. It is a reminder that history, when preserved, can transform into fortune. And it is proof that not all treasures are hidden in caves or locked in chests. Some are right there in your pocket, waiting to be recognized for what they truly are. Here at Secret of ES Coins, you know I bring you only the most faithful, trustful, and freshly updated truths every day. And the truth is simple. The 1946 S wheat penny is one of the brightest jewels in the world of rare coins, a six-figure treasure that continues to rise in value and demand. So remember, never underestimate a coin. The next penny you see could be the secret to wealth, the proof of history, and the treasure of a lifetime. Number 5. When we speak of rare pennies, some years carry with them a mystery so deep, so rich, that they transcend ordinary collecting and become legends. And today, as we arrive at the final coin in our countdown, we step into the story of the 1936 wheat penny without mint mark, a coin that, on the surface, looks humble, yet in truth, is one of the most breathtaking treasures in American numismatics. Let's set the stage. The year was 1936. America was in the middle of the Great Depression, a period that tested every family, every worker, every dreamer. Pennies in those years were not just coins, they were lifelines. A single cent could stretch farther than it ever would again. To hold on to a penny in 1936 was to hold on to hope itself. And out of that moment in history came the 1936 wheat penny struck at the Philadelphia Mint. No mint mark under the date, just the raw, powerful symbol of Lincoln on the front and the wheat stalks on the back. The coin was minted in the same trusted formula, 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, strong and enduring. But over time, as these coins passed through countless hands, most disappeared. They were worn to nothing, lost in circulation, or melted for scrap. What survives today is a miracle. And among those survivors, the few coins that remain in fine condition with the haunting beauty of a black shade patina are the true treasures. That black toning is not damage. It is the fingerprint of time itself. It's what happens when copper meets decades of history, when the atmosphere gently transforms its surface into a deep, dark layer that collectors adore. Each black-shaded penny is unique. No two look exactly the same. They are like artworks painted by time, carrying the soul of the past etched forever into metal. This is what makes the 1936 black-shaded wheat penny one of the most visually striking and emotionally powerful coins you can ever hope to see. Now let's talk about rarity and demand. Millions of 1936 pennies were minted, but only a handful in today's world remain in collectible condition. Most are gone, vanished into the stream of history. The few that are still here, in fine condition with their details sharp and their toning elegant, are fought over by collectors with passion and determination. Every time one surfaces, it feels like a revelation. It feels like uncovering buried treasure that the world forgot. And that's exactly how the auction market treats them. When a 1936 wheat penny without mint mark in this kind of condition appears, bidding wars erupt. Collectors know they are not just buying copper. They're buying history. They're buying the heart of America's struggle and survival. They are buying a treasure chest in miniature. And now comes the truth you have been waiting for. The 1936 wheat penny without mint mark, in fine condition with that rich black shade, carries a current market value of $225,000. Yes, $225,000 for a single penny. This is not fiction. This is fact. This is the faithful truth of today's auction world. And let me tell you this, its value is only going in one direction, up. Day by day, year by year, the price of this coin climbs. Collectors know that the supply is finite, the demand is endless, and the beauty of these survivors only grows stronger with time. This coin is not just wealth in your hand, it is an investment, a treasure, a fortune that multiplies as you hold it. Imagine owning a coin that becomes more valuable the longer you keep it. That is exactly what this 1936 wheat penny has become. For collectors, here is the advice I will give you. When it comes to the 1936 wheat penny, authenticity and condition are everything. Look for coins that hold their detail, Lincoln's face sharp, the wheat stalks proud, and for coins that wear that deep, natural black patina like a badge of honor. Never clean it, never strip it, because its originality is its power. If you're lucky enough to find one, you are not holding pocket change. You are holding a legacy, a secret fortune, and a prize that will only grow more precious with time. And so we conclude with this. The 1936 wheat penny without mint mark is not simply a coin. It is a survivor of the Great Depression, a mirror of America's resilience, a relic that whispers stories of hardship and hope. Today, it stands as one of the most valuable wheat pennies ever to exist, a true treasure in copper form. Here at Secret of US Coins, I remind you every single day that our channel is faithful, trustful, and freshly updated to bring you only the most powerful truths about America's hidden treasures. And the truth is this: the 1936 wheat penny is more than money. It is history in your hand, a fortune in your pocket, and a symbol of wealth that keeps on growing. So remember, collectors and treasure hunters alike, never underestimate a penny. Because sometimes that little coin can be worth more than a lifetime of savings. And sometimes it can be the treasure you never dreamed was possible.